We've got 10 seconds left now. Russell just crossing half court. Gonna get a step-up screen from Nance. Good inside out. Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes. You need to do that more, you dummy. Ah, man. That's... As Bledsoe takes the shot from half court, of course. Freaking hell.
Hey, man.
It's that night.
You called it.
Hail the tank, long live the tank, right?
Right.
So, I want to talk about that freaking play from Russell. Because one small bit of solace to hang your hat on. The ability to get to the rim is not always or rarely, in my opinion, just predicated on pure athleticism. When you come off of a pick and roll like that, and you've got a big that has stepped up on you, you want to hit him with an inside-out dribble, meaning that it's like a fake crossover. So he was going to go from left to right and then brought it back to his left, and he's got a step on him at that point. You don't have to be particularly athletic. Man, Steve Nash got layups in this league. You're going to tell me that Steve Nash could get layups in this league, but D'Angelo Russell can't? It's tools in his toolbox. And it's not being a freaking dumbass not using him. I know he can do this crap. And it drives me freaking nuts watching him these last 5 games or so, right? Where he's being super passive and he's not using these tools that I've seen him freaking use. And unlocking that's the biggest challenge of the team. Because of all of the young guys that we've got, he's the guy that's shown that when he's on, he's a freaking baller. And I do not for the life of me understand, I know he's 20, but I do not for the life of me understand why it comes and goes the way that it does. Why there's like these little flashes of, oh, you use this tool that you could be freaking using all along. Excuse me. You could be using it all along, and you're not. And then I see it, and I go, oh my God, there it is. And then am I not going to see an inside-out dribble for the next 5 games now? Or is he going to freaking get laid over the course of this 9-day break or do whatever the hell he needs to do to get his head back right so that he can get back to the guy that he's capable of being?
I have a sneaking suspicion that is not an issue.
Yeah.
For him.
Whatever it is go fishing. I don't give a crap. Whatever it is that he needs to get, but the biggest issue that we face as a franchise is getting that freaking guy to tap into his talent just about every night.
I hear you, and I know you're getting heated, and I don't see you get that heated about stuff, but I agree. You know, it everyone is loving that rant, by the way. You know, to play devil's advocate and just kind of defend the guy, and I know you agree with this to an extent, is that the dude is 20, right? That can be, you know, an excuse, like I talked about earlier with fans, but realizing the things that lead him to success, he's not always going to realize it every time the first time.
I totally get it. And he is, you know, when he was at Ohio State, that was my biggest like concern from him he was, you know, too cool for the room, right?
Sure.
And he'd be, you know, and he'd go these like 8 minutes without doing anything, and then it's like, oh, he scored 15 points in these last 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And with like 3 ridiculous assists and a steal and 2 rebounds, you know, in this like 4-minute stretch.
Yes.
We completely dominated the game. And so like that's not something that everybody can do. Or even most guys can do, especially in the NBA, especially at his athleticism level. And that's the thing, is it's not a work ethic thing. That's the thing that I think people get confused on.
Absolutely. People think he's a bust because he's not.
Right, so he's not athletic. I would never make the argument that he is. But what I would say is that a 6'5" guy with his athleticism level, if he didn't have a work ethic that was there in terms of working on his game, he'd be the 7th man at freaking at IUPUI right now. Or at Liberty College, at some like mid-major in college. He'd be a junior coming off the bench playing 15 minutes a game in college. So like he has an advanced skill level, right? There's something up with him as a person. Now, yes, he's 20. He's 20 years old, and I put a lot of stock in that, right? But that needs to be fixed and tapped into in terms of like what it is that's there. He went 1 for 2 in a game. How does D'Angelo Russell take 2 freaking shots in a game?
Maybe he's trying to redefine himself, or he knows he can score at any time, and is trying to
score any time.
Yeah,
like that's
fair,
the thing.
that's
So
fair.
I'm watching this Devin Booker put up 21 or whatever it is in this, and like Devin Booker is
obviously better than D'Angelo, right?
Devin Booker. The thing that Devin Booker knows who he is, and this is
Yes.
more who he's gonna be than like he's closer to who he's gonna be despite being younger than Russell's going to be because he has less responsibility. Devin Booker's job has been to score, and it was to score last year when he played, and it's going to be to continue to score as he gets older, right? He has some ball handling responsibilities that he shares with Eric Bledsoe,
Right.
but
It's more simple reads off of
this is
pin
like
downs and stuff.
a lot of their stuff that they're doing against us, like, yeah, we run the same type of stuff, but it's less sophisticated offense. Now, it's better offense right now because you've got players like a guy like D'Antoni, for example, can come into a team and they're better right away because the stuff's simple. It's good. It's simple, but it also might not be the things that win you important 7-game series in the long run. But in a guy like Booker's case, the thing and Booker is an incredible scorer, one of the best scorers I've ever seen at his age. He's also really bad at a number of things, and that's why the analytics are not particularly complimentary of Booker, right? But he knows who he is, and he is that guy just about every night. Now he might go 5 for 20,
Right.
and yes, he has the green light. Yes, he plays in a more wide open system. Yes, he's getting 40 freaking minutes in half of the games that he plays, right? Getting way more minutes than Russell is. And whereas Russell is learning how to run an offense, learning how to navigate defenses, and trying to balance that with his scoring and all of that. But, like, and I don't know how this is fixed, whether it's he's receiving different messages from the front office and the coaching staff, and some people want him to be more of a point guard, some people want him to be more of himself. I'm very much of the mind, whether it's basketball or in life, is be good at who you are. Get better at who you are. Don't try to be someone else's version of who you are. Be who you are, and then just get better at it. So add to what you are naturally, right?
Is there a chance that he's playing this way because the coaches are encouraging him to distribute the ball more, to look for his shot less? Do you think there's a chance that that's the case?
Sure. But how did Kobe handle that?
Is that fair? Like, Kobe's like the nuclear weapon you fire at someone when they shoot a slingshot at you, right? He's like that nth degree. Not everyone's like Kobe.
Of course. But there's an old, and I don't know the coach that you can attribute this quote to, but there's an old like saying that like, I don't want a player that can't do what I tell him, but I also don't want a player who can only do what I tell him.
Sure.
And that's the thing, like, players are way more valuable than coaches are. Way, way, way more valuable, and what they bring to the table is way more valuable. And you will never meet anybody that's more into the X's and O's crap than I am.
Of course.
Right? And, like, it's not, I love it. It's fun. You know, Lord knows I didn't have the body and the talent to be a talented player, so this is my little way I can contribute to the sport that I love. But I know that it's not nearly, and you'll never hear me being like, oh, Russell Westbrook needs to really play within the system. Shut up, man. Like,
Russell Westbrook is the system.
Russell Westbrook is the system. He's the sun that all the planets revolve around.
Yeah, and rightfully so.
And
if they didn't do that, they'd be criticized for it.
Yeah, but a guy like Russell, he can go out there. He put up 39 points in a game, like right after he turned 20 in the NBA as a non-athletic 6'5" guy. I was there. I was at that freaking game. And he did it with ease. That's who he is. Now, a lot of people talk about point guard, shooting guard. I'm so tired of the positional labels. It's not even how basketball works anymore.
No.
Right? Like, so there are point guard responsibilities and there are reads to be made. And he could definitely use playing alongside another ball handler to help him. Because basically, I mean, like, just watch. You don't even have to be terribly knowledgeable. Just watch how many plays we run for Nick Young.
Right.
Like, the starting lineup is like trying to set Nick Young up for baskets for the most part in terms of the set action that we run, right? And it would be nice to be able to do that for D'Angelo, right? But all of the excuses, all of the other stuff aside, right? When I see him yesterday take 3 shots in the first half, and then he's able to get 3 or 4 shots up in the first 3 or 4 minutes of the third quarter. That's a talent. Watch Ingram. Like, and that's no disrespect to Ingram. Ingram's going to be, I think, a very fine player that has that like Swiss Army knife type of capability that can affect the game at a higher level in more ways than Russell probably will be able to, even though Russell has some versatility to his game. But Ingram, how often do you see Ingram get 10 shots up in a game? It's very rare.
Very rare.
That's a talent in and of itself to be able to get NBA quality shots up. And like, be that guy. Go out there and be that guy. And I would love to see him go 5 for 20 in one of these games.
Sure.
I will be all over Twitter standing for him if he does.
Sure.
This 1 for 3 in the first half bullcrap, or 1 for 2 in an entire game, or going 4 or 5 games without taking 10 shots is ridiculous. And it's like watching a tiger try to be a wildebeest. Like, dude, be who you are.
Yes.
And like, use the tools that you have.
So, why don't you go ahead and tweet out another link to this so people know we're alive. I just want you to know that since you got in your passionate, heated rant on D'Angelo, we've gained about 70 viewers. So I may or may not be cutting that rant out in a small YouTube forum so people can play it back. And then I'm going to take a question, or take a comment rather, from the YouTube chat room to incense the flames even more, where dude over here said that D'Angelo Russell is nothing but a supercharged Kendall Marshall.
Get out of here with that crap, man. You don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Respect to you for enjoying our stream, but dude, come at it for a little bit.
That the whole reason I started the Laker film room stuff is to like cut this garbage out, right? Like, let's talk basketball and like we're outside of 4th grade.
Yes.
Like, it's okay if you don't think D'Angelo Russell's going to be good, freaking come correct. Come with something harder than Kendall freaking Marshall or Derek Fisher 2.0. Like, get the hell out of this this YouTube live or whatever it is, and like go to some other freaking channel where you can leave your dumbass YouTube comments for whoever you need to. Like, he's playing like garbage, and I'm going off on him for the last 10 to 15 minutes, right? But with your Kendall Marshall 2.0 crap, like, freaking write that on a chalkboard.
Yo, like, is it because they're left-handed? Because that's hashtag analysis? Like, what are you trying to say, man? Like, and I'm pointing one dude out in the chat, and there's lots of crazy comments in here. You guys have fun, talk your trash, but at the end of the day, you got to really judge these things with a mindful eye. You got to judge what's there, what could be there.
I want to respect your. So if you follow me on Twitter, you know that I will talk to you. Anybody who reaches out to me, I will reply to you. I will not talk down to you. I will not condescend to you. Like, I'm here to talk hoops, but freaking come correct. Whatever your, and we all have different like experience levels with basketball and understanding of basketball. And I'm not gonna be like, oh well, I know so much, and who are you to talk to me? But like, try harder. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Like, try harder. Go watch Stephen A. Smith or freaking Skip Bayless or someone like that if you want to come with Kendall Marshall 2.0 ridiculousness. Go look up Kendall Marshall's freaking numbers. Go to basketballreference.com, because I know you've never been there before. Basketball-reference.com, right? And see what that dude did in his career. And the only time he ever did squat was under Mike D'Antoni team that inflated every point guard stats from Steve Blake to Kendall Marshall to Jeremy Lin Sanity to even Steve Nash. James Harden, right? As soon as he gets there, right? But I'm tired of that way, and the whole reason I started the Laker Film Room Live stuff is so that we could have some decent discussion about, like, just a space for it. I'm not saying that I'm right all the time.
Word.
And like when I make the videos like for the draft prospects, I'm not doing it so that it's like, oh, and Lonzo Ball is going to be this type of player. I don't know. There's a bandwidth, right? He could be this, there's a low end and there's a high end of what he could be. I'm trying to be informative, not predictive.
Yes.
And what I
Yes.
want in return from the people who tune in to me is like, you do your best as a basketball fan to understand the game better. And I'm always here as a resource to ask questions to, whether it's on the YouTube comments are harder to get to, but hit me up on Twitter, right?
Yep.
At Laker Film Room, and I will almost always respond to whatever question that you have, whatever idea that you have. Hey, why aren't the Lakers doing this more? But that's the type of space that this is. And if you don't like that and you want to come with your freaking hot takes of Kendall Marshall 2.0, there are a dozen other Laker places that you can go. All right?
All right. That was great. And honestly, just you don't hear us criticize players too much as far as like their busts, right? We don't qualify it that much. We're about to start the third quarter, but just be cool, everybody. Have a good measured head.